Hey everyone, this is Knogard. So Phantom Nightmare is out, and with it came some Raidraptor support, which I didn't really have on my radar, but then a friend of mine, Roar I'm a Dinosaur, asked me, hey, do you play around with the Raidraptor stuff? And I thought, no, let me read them. And they actually read pretty good. So I sat down, I did some combos, I built the deck, and I was like, might as well share it to YouTube. So today you're gonna see a Raidraptor deck. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so before we get into the deck, just wanted to say, please consider subscribing to the channel if you like the content. I have more Phantom Nightmare stuff planned, so if you want to see more stuff, then leave a like, subscribe, and maybe a comment. So, let's start off with the main deck. So you already see the Tribute Lanius. This is the best starter in the deck. We obviously want to max it out, so 3 of that. And the new Bloom Vulture. Not a one-card combo, but this is really good for playing into stuff. It just specials 2 from hand, and including itself. And it can also be follow-up. If you don't have a board, it just specials itself and another Raidraptor from grave. So this can let you play without using your normal summon, which Raidraptor usually was pretty normal summon heavy. Next up, another 3 off is Strangle Lanius. I had this at 1 first, then I put it at 2, but then I was like, nah, it's just the best extender kind of for the deck, because a lot of things have restrictions, and this just says you need to have a Dark Monster and you can special it. And the revive effect is also pretty good if you go to that stage of the combo. So 3 Strangle Lanius, really good card. Then 2 of the new Noir Lanius. I had this maxed. I was actually excited to read this, but then I realized that targets for it, you can't really one-card combo with this. So yeah, you want to run 2. That way you have 5 normal summons. And it can give you an extra extender though. So if you summon it out somehow, or you already have more extenders, this just gives you another card. So the card quality is still pretty good, but it's not a one-card combo, so this is just a better normal summon here. Next up, we have 2 of the Mimicry. This is just a send target for tribute. So if you draw one of it, you want to have another target in the deck so you can send it. Plus, it's just good grind games. So sometimes you have enough stuff in your combo that you can just send an extra one or special an extra one from the deck, set it up in the grave, and have follow-up for the next turn. Let me make some space here. Next up, we have another 2 off, and that's the Raider's Wing. I had this at 1 because it can come back from the grave every time and you exist with it, so it stays in the grave, or you shuffle it back with a new spell. But then I found some combo lines where you actually special summon one of it and send the other one. And also the second effect is actually pretty useful. Xyz monsters who have this as a material cannot be targeted by card effects, which if you played some of the combos, this deck has a really big choke point, Imperm or Velo on the Raider's Knight, and this just prevents that. So drawing this with an extender is pretty nice because you can't get Imperm and you get into your stuff. So 2 of that. And then we have some singleton extenders. We have 1 Singing Lanius. I really didn't want to include this because you need to have an Xyz to actually special it. But the Raidraptor extenders all have conditions, and they all come up in different stages. So we play 3 of them. So 1 singing, 1 heal, 1 pain. They all have their uses, and they're all once per turn. So you just have 3 different names for extenders. These 2 can be added by Noir depending on the situation. So there's that. That's it for the Raidraptor monsters. We then run another extender, Simorgh, Bird of Perfection. This is just a decent extender. If you summon a Winged Beast, you just normal summon this from hand. It's a level 4 Dark and Wind Winged Beast. And it also has an effect that it can add a Simorgh spell trap. I tried combos with the field spell, but I thought the brick wasn't worth it. So this is just here for the extender. If you want to play the field spell, it's decent. But I felt I rather had other one-offs than the field spell. Also, adding the field spell plays into droll a bit. You normal summon your first monster, you summon this, you add the field spell, and then you get drolled that you can't use Mimicry. Also was a big reason not to play the field spell. Next up, we have one Roost and one Glorious Bright. These are just nice add targets off of the new Xyz. Obviously, like if you get rolled, you just set this off the new Xyz. You have a Disrupt, plus you can actually play on the roll pretty well. And then the Raidraptors is just recycling. It's pretty nice. I was considering cutting this though, maybe for the third Noir or something. Alright, and then two more consistency cards. We have two Swallows Cowrie. So this tributes on Winged Beast in your hand or face up on the field, and adds a Winged Beast from your deck with the same level as the tributed monster. So the nice thing, this plays around draw pretty nicely. So you just go draw phase, activate this, tribute a Raidraptor from your hand, add something else like tribute Lanius, and then go from there. What's also nice is this can help you dodge Imperm if the opponent doesn't know that there's a choke point on Raider's Knight. And there's a pretty nice line where you go tribute Lanius, effect, they go Imperm, you change Swallows, add whatever Winged Beast you have, and send off the tribute the Vulture, and then you can just use Vulture's effect to get these two and your opponent just play it themselves. So two Swallows Cowrie. You can play a third one instead of the cards I mentioned that are one-offs, like the Raidraptor Continuous Spell or one of the extenders, but I thought two was a decent number here. Then the bricks. I wanted to play as few bricks as possible. I know a lot of Raidraptor lists play like 3 rank ups or even 4, which I think 4 is a lot. And also PK package. I don't want to run any of that. I just want the 2 rank ups to go into my combo, and that's it. So 2 rank up cards. If you see this card, you probably know what we're going to see in the extra deck, but I'll talk about it once we get there. Then we have one Shade Brigandine. Just something to set off of Rusty, an extender, and it's just an extender if you draw it, like a dark level 4, so you can use this to get into Raider's Knight as well. And then this deck actually has a lot of space for non-engine, so you could decide to play more extenders, more combo, but I think after the cards that I play here, the card quality falls off hard. Like even these cards I'm not the biggest fan of, they just come up. But we have 12 Handtraps here. We have 3 Ash. It's just versatile. We have 3 Droll and 3 Nip, which I think are the better Handtraps this format. And we also have 3 Imperm. Now, obviously, you can do with this whatever you like. More extenders, board breakers, different Handtraps. Ghost Spell, for example, is pretty nice this format. Super poly if you can make some space in the extra deck. Everything's possible, but this is your flex spot. So that's it for the main deck. Clean 40 because Tribute Lanius is a good card and we want to see it. Onto the extra deck, we have 2 Force Strix. Comes up in some combos. Obviously, you can recycle it with the Continuous Spell too. You can probably also get away with 1 if you want to. Make some space, but I like 2 for some combo lines, but also just for grabbing follow-up. Then we have one of the Raider's Knight. Also considered bumping this up to 2, but again, the continuous spell can recycle your Raidraptor cards. So you do this for a combo, and then you do this on the crackback. Then one of the new Brave Strix, really strong card, 2 different effects, and the nice thing is, it can add from the deck, but it can also set something from the deck. And setting in a format where a lot of people are on roll is really nice. You just circumvent that altogether. Then I play 1 Revolution Falcon. This is the 15th card basically in the extra deck. But I want to have a skip force target that I can use on a rank 4 if I get disrupted or something, and then this would enable, for example, the Strangle Lanius to be active, and also is a decent card just going second if you have the skip force. So 1 Revolution Falcon, then we have the 1 Arsenal Falcon, pretty good card. We have 1 Ultimate Falcon as our towers, and then we have the Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon for going second off of the Raider's Knight. This thing can just kill people, like They don't expect it. You just drop this down, you boost it up, and then you just run over something. Also pretty nice can't be destroyed by card effect. So against Fire Kings, if you get this down, just make it big, can't be destroyed. They have a lot of big beaters. You just run into a link monster and they're dead. Then for the combo, we have Ga Magician and Kali Yuga. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Kali Yuga. It's kind of cringe. I tried to build combos that don't end on Kali Yuga, but instead they end on the new rank 13, which is pretty nice. But I felt, okay, if I do this combo, it has the same amount of bricks as Kali Yuga, so might as well just play Kali Yuga. But if you don't want this, cut the Ga for something you like, cut the Kali Yuga for the new Falcon, and then cut the rank up magic for Phantom Knights for the Red Deck Rest Force, the new one. But this is a Kali Yuga video, we're cringy like that. And then we have the last XZs, Typhon, just a flex spot. You can play whatever you want over this. For going second, again, at second Raiders Knight would be nice, so you can go into OTKs more consistently. Now for the links, we have our engine pieces, Strix and Rusty Bardish, part of our combo. Yeah, nothing much to say. If you don't want to play Kali Yuga, you can cut the Rusty for a second Strix, because that'll come up if this gets impermed. You still get your combo through. And then we have two more slots, and that's IP and SP. You can cut the SP for Appaloosa. Appaloosa is pretty good. You have enough bodies. Or just a Unicorn, or just cut them all together for more XZs. Everything's possible. All right. That's it for the deck profile. Let's show you some combos. Alright, so one card combo, the bread and butter of this deck is just the Tribute Lanius. This is your only one card combo on the deck. And let's just show you what this does. So you normal summon the Tribute Lanius, activate the effect to send a Mimicry. Mimicry will banish itself, add you a Strangle Lanius, which you can then special summon here. And now you just overlay these two for a Raiders Knight, which you can then use the effect of to rank it up into a Brave Strix. Brave Strix effect, you detach another card to add the Skip Force. Skip Force, rank up the Brave Strix into Arsenal Falcon. Then Arsenal Falcon effect, detach, special summon Noir Lanius. Note that if you're on the roll here already, you don't get the Noir Lanius, obviously. You will grab another Strangle Lanius, which can then revive something. But here we go Noir Lanius to add Heal Eagle. The reason we do this is because Heal Eagle also has a grave effect to re-add a Raidraptor card from the grave, so we just set this up. We special this, and now we link summon these two off into our Force Strix. So now you go Chain Link 1 Force Strix, and because Arsenal Falcon has been sent to the graveyard with an Xyz monster as a material, it can special summon a Raidraptor Xyz and attach itself as material. So we're getting our Ultimate Falcon, and our Strix will resolve to get our Raider Swing. Now, because a Raidraptor Xyz effect has been activated in our Arsenal Falcon, that means our Strix will trigger and set us the Phantom Knight rank up. Now you activate the Ultimate Falcon effect, detach this. If your opponent hasn't nibbed you here, I don't know, but now they can't anymore. And you overlay these two for Gaga Magician, and then use the effect to detach and get back your Arsenal Falcon. Now, you can still use the Raider Swing, and by detaching this material, get it back, and you link these two off. Raider Swing gets banished for your IP Masquerade. That is your board, and in your opponent's turn, you can use the IP with the Strix to go into an SP or an Appaloosa, and you can also just go rank up magic with the Arsenal Falcon to go into Kali Yuga, which basically skips your opponent's turn. So that's the one card combo. Now let's see how this deck plays into Handtraps. Alright, so I wanted to show you a combo that shows you how to play against Droll, but it's kind of trivial, so I'm just gonna talk through it while I'm doing the anti-nib combo, and I'm telling you why it's also good against Droll. The prerequisites are the same. You need your 1-card combo and another starter. And this obviously also goes with like if you have multiple extenders, but this is just to keep it simple. So we try to combo through an opponent's nib here, and we just do the normal combo basically, but we have an extra extender. That's all you need to play against nib. One thing important to note is Ultimate Falcon has an effect that turns off all the monsters effects from your opponent after it's been used. So for that, after that, they can't really nib you anymore. So I'm just going to show you what's the best nib here and how you play against it. So we go to Raidraptors, normal summon, use the effect to send our Mimicry. We know that, but in this case we don't use the effect because we already have the extender. We keep this because it's flexible, and this also will let you play around Droll because this deck doesn't search that much, but the one search you kind of want is the skip force. Now there's also ways around that because you have more access to your rank ups, but just to keep it flexible, we just keep this in the grave for now, and we just specially strangle Lanius for more hand. Now, we just do the combo as we know it. So we go into Raider's Wing, use the effect to go into Brave Strix, which uses its effect to add us the skip force. And then we use the skip force to rank up the Brave into an Arsenal Falcon. Now, this will be summon number 5, but the optimal nib is a bit later. So we use the Arsenal Falcon effect to special summon Noir Lanius. Now we use the once per turn effect of Arsenal Falcon. They can still nib us, but if they want to wait a bit more, they can actually still wait because we're using Noir Lanius effect targeting itself. And because Noir Lanius adds a monster with a different level, if they now chain the nib to the Noir Lanius, we cannot add because it does not have a level yet. And we also use the once per turn on the Noir Lanius. So they nib us here, we get this token, and yeah, our board is gone, but our Arsenal Falcon had a Raidraptor as material. So it'll trigger summoning out a 4-Strix, this time no Ultimate Falcon, we get a 4-Strix from our extra deck. Now, we have 4-Strix with material, and we still have our Mimicry Lanius. So we will just add our Singing Lanius off of the 4-Strix, and then use the Mimicry Lanius to add Pain Lanius. You can also add a combination of Singing and Simorg. This is fine. Just like 2 extenders that you can now special onto the field. So we have an Xyz. That means we can special summon the Singing Lanius. And then we go Pain Lanius, targeting the Singing, special summon this out. Now, you can link these 2 off into your Y-Strix, which you can use the effect, special summon a Raider's Wing. Now, we overlay these 2 for our second 4-Strix because we want to get the effect of Y-Strix to set us our rank up. So we use 4-Strix, we detach the Raider's Wing, this is important, we're going to use it in a second, and we add our Simorg just as an extra extender. This will trigger the Y-Strix and set you the rank up spell. You can also, instead of adding the Simorg, you can just add Tribute Lanius for follow-up. But in this combo, you can actually do something with the Simorg. So before we link off these 2, we summon the Raider's Wing by detaching this material. And then we go into a link 3 Bardiche here. Now use Bardiche effect, send the second Raider's Wing, and set a Shade Brigandine. We don't have traps in grave, so we can just activate it. Overlay these 2 for Gagaga Magician. Use the effect of Gagaga Magician, detach, to get you back your Arsenal Falcon. Now, we summon the Wing Beast. This is the last time we'll summon a Winged Beast in this turn. So we want to trigger our Simorg now. You'll see in a second why. So we normal summon this, and we do this because now we have 2 monsters that we can use. We link away the token and the Gagaga or the Simorg, doesn't matter, for IP Masquerena. Because We wanted to set up the IP, but Rusty can't be used as link material, and we need our Arsenal Falcon for Kali Yuga. So also SP Little Knight, we can't go into SP Little Knight with a token because the token is not an effect monster. So this way you will have the SP set up here and the Kali Yuga line set up here. And yeah, that's the line through NIP. Okay, so in the deck profile, I mentioned that this deck has a big choke point at Raider's Knight when it gets impermed. Now, there is a combo that plays around it, and I'll show it off here, but it will need 2 Y streaks. Now, my profile only had 1, because when you do this line, you play into nib instead of imperm. So you kind of have to decide what you want to do. And in this case, I decided, okay, I want to play through nib, and if I get impermed, that's that. But I'll still show the combo off. If you want to play the second Y streaks, and if your locals plays more imperms than nibs, then you probably want to know this combo. So let's just say you have these 2 cards, pretty high quality cards, and this can play through the imperm by special summoning these 2 due to Vulture's effect and using Tribute Lanius to send Mimicry. Now, in this case, normally you would go into the Raider's Knight, but in the anti-imperm route, you link these 2 off actually for a Y-Strix. Y-Strix effect will then summon out from your deck your Raider's Wing, and then you have the Mimicry Lanius to add to your hand the Noir. You have normal summon, normal effect, get Heal Eagle, and or like Pain Lanius, whatever you want. And then you can go into the Raider's Knight here, and now we have the Raider's Wing under the Raider's Knight, and it cannot be targeted with card effects anymore. So you can just go through your combo here with the XYZ, and the nice thing is you'll just keep the Raider's Wing as material, so even your Brave Strix and your Arsenal Falcon cannot be impermed. Now, if your opponent knows what it's coming, they will probably not let this like happen easily. So let's just put this back in the right order, like this. And let's say they just imperm the Y-Strix instead. So what you can do then is go banish the Mimicry, still add the Noir, normal Noir effect, get the Heal Eagle, special out the Heal Eagle, and now you're gonna link these 2 off into Rusty. Now, Rusty effect can send the Raider's Wing and set your Phantom Knight Shade Brigand. You'll activate that to then overlay here into the Raider's Knight, and now you're gonna use the effect, and it's important to detach the trap here because you need a Winged Beast under this for your Brave Strix, because the effect to add a rank up spell here needs a Winged Beast as material. Raider's Knight is a warrior, so yeah, Shade Brigand is also a warrior, so you need to have it this way. Now you're gonna use the effect of the Brave Strix, detach a material, and add your Skip Force that you can just use here and go into your Arsenal Falcon. Arsenal Falcon effect, detach a material, special Strangle Lanius. Strangle Lanius can then use the effect because we have an XYZ material under the Arsenal Falcon to summon back any Raidraptor from your grave. Let's just go with the Tribute Lanius. And now you can link these 2 off for your second Y-Strix, which will then trigger your Arsenal Falcon to come back to the field with an Ultimate Falcon under it. And now the Y-Strix will trigger, set you the rank up, and you can then use the Raider's Wing effect by detaching this material. So no Ultimate Falcon effect here, but like if they have nip, they would have thrown it earlier anyway. You get back the Raider's Wing, and you can just overlay these 2 here for Gaga Magician, detach, bring back your Arsenal Falcon, and then you have these 2 left to go into an SP Little Knight. So through the Imperm, you now still have Kali Yuga, a Towers, SP, but play into nib. So just do that information what you will. That's it for the combo section and for the video. So Let me know if you like the deck profile, if you would change things, and if you have a better line that plays through both nib and imperm. So let me know in the comments, and see you.